Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dice Masters with James and Zach. Although it's just me this time. Um, I am going to make a quick video about the answers for Dice Masters Trivia Challenge Week 3, the Affiliations Challenge. This was probably the hardest one so far. Only 10 questions, but they were pretty tough. And I tried to make them a little bit tough, but I think some people got higher scores than I definitely would have before I looked up the answers to write this quiz. So anyway, starting from the beginning. The most popular affiliation in Dice Masters by far is the villains. There are 617 villain cards. But the second most popular one, a few people, actually quite a lot of people, guessed the Avengers affiliation, which is definitely the second most popular of the superhero affiliations. But the actual second most popular one is the monster affiliation from D&D. So people forget that that's even an affiliation, and I would not blame you for doing that. There are 231 Avengers cards in the game, and there are 285 monster cards in the game. So quite a few more. The second one, what affiliation is on the fewest number of cards? That comes to the Phoenix Force, it turns out. There are only 3 cards in the whole game that have the Phoenix Force affiliation on it. There were some other good guesses, though. Fantastic Four came up at least once, but because there are multiple rarities for the different Fantastic Four characters, there are actually 10 cards with that, even though there's no Invisible Woman, sadly. A few people guessed the fusion type from Yu-Gi-Oh! The Time Wizard and the Baby Dragon, which is kind of a fun combo if you never pulled it off before. But because all of their rarities have it, there are actually 6 of those in the game. And then the Suicide Squad weirdly only has 5 cards with the Suicide Squad affiliation on it, even though there are 3 characters. So they just didn't give it to all of their rarities somehow. Anyway. Phoenix Force is the fewest. Black Widow has been in most of the Marvel sets. She's usually an Avenger, but has also been another affiliation. Turns out her other affiliation was from the Civil War set. She was a Thunderbolt. I think it was the first set that had the Thunderbolt affiliation in it. Well, you'd think I'd know that. Looks like yes. In the War of Light set, which lantern color is on the most cards? Now, the good guys are the Green Lanterns, and there's certainly more Green Lantern characters. You know, you'd think they would be pretty popular. There are 19 cards with the Green Lantern affiliation, and that even includes the Hal Jordan from Green Arrow Flash that has Green Lantern. But it turns out that there are 22 Red Lantern cards and 32 Yellow Lantern cards. Who knew? A few people, actually. But yeah, somehow Yellow Lanterns are the most popular lantern color in the War of Light set. So, there you go. A few people guessed Orange Lanterns, by the way, for fewest cards in the game, but there are actually 7. There are 3 different rarities of Larfleeze, and then 4 of Lex Luthor because he was in the starter. In the Batman the Animated Series OP kit, Batman is a flip card. One side is Bat-Felmy, and the other side is not a villain this time. Like most of the other cards in the set, it is Justice League. And if you look at the ability, the Justice League side actually benefits other Justice League characters. So most of the flip cards are villain on their backside, but this one is special. It is a Justice League. Alright, several characters in the Guardians of the Galaxy set have an affiliation that was previously only in an OP kit, and that turns out to be the Marvel Knights affiliation. There was a Marvel Knights OP kit, and that was the first time that affiliation showed up, and then the next time it showed up was in the Guardians of the Galaxy. And so we've got Ghost Rider and Stick and the Super Punisher, actually, but it was previously only in an OP kit. D&D sets. We've got 5 different affiliations for the Adventurers: the Lord's Alliance, the Harpers, the Emerald Enclave, the Zentrum, and the Order of the Gauntlet. Which one is on the fewest cards? They're all pretty close. It turns out there are 17 Harpers, there are 10 Order of the Gauntlet, there are 11 Lord's Alliance, there are 14 Emerald Enclave, but there are only 9 Zentrum. I don't know why they're not more even, but there you go. Zentrum is the one on the fewest one. Number 8 is which set did the Mystic affiliation first appear? And I got a little confused about this actually, because there's definitely a lot of Mystic characters in the Doctor Strange team pack, which is a good guess a lot of people made. But it turns out that about 2 weeks before that, the Green Arrow Flash set came out, and that one had the Mystic affiliation for characters like Zatanna. And so it was very close. They were like within a couple weeks of each other. But Green Arrow Flash was just a little bit before the Doctor Strange team pack, and so that one is the first one. So if you guessed Doctor Strange team pack, I'm sorry, but it was a very good guess. All right, Justice Society of America affiliation is only on one character outside of the Justice League set, and that character is Jay Garrick from the Green Arrow Flash set. A surprisingly large number of people knew the answer to this one, which I probably wouldn't have. But yeah, Justice Society of America was on quite a few characters in the Justice League set, and then only Jay Garrick afterwards. So maybe we'll see some more of that in the future. And finally, the last question, number 10. Many characters with the villain affiliation also have a secondary affiliation. So things like Brotherhood of Mutants, things like Thunderbolts, things like Crime Syndicates. The most popular secondary affiliation for villains? Well, it was definitely Legion of Doom. And then the Justice League Lightning set came out, and now there are quite a few more characters that have the Thunderbolts. So I gave credit to everybody who said Legion of Doom, and then I think one person guessed Thunderbolts, and I gave them credit for it as well, because it is currently true. Thunderbolts has now overtaken Legion of Doom as the most popular secondary affiliation after villain. So talking about characters that have two affiliations, one of which is villain and one of which is something else. Brotherhood of Evil Mutants is pretty close though. There are 26 Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and there are 29 Legion of Doom. So that was a really close one there. And I think not all of the Yellow Lanterns have the villain affiliation. So it ends up being really close there as well. Anyway, that was all 10 of the questions. Nobody got a 100% this time. However, Josh Bodie did get a 9 out of 10, which is really good. And he also, I think he only had a misunderstanding on the last one because it's the only one he missed. And so he got really close there. But we did have quite a few people got most of them correct. So currently in the standings, we've got Chris Morton with 66. Ben Scott with 60, and Chris Williams still in number 3rd with 51, with James Blore after him there. So we'll see what happens in the next week. Turns out this video will come out the same day that week 4 drops, so if you haven't seen it yet, check the video description or our Facebook page. Week 4 is going to be about math. And so I'm gonna have you guys think about the different numbers in Dice Masters and numbers of things, and do some math with them. Shouldn't be very hard math, but getting all the numbers is going to be the hard part here. So that one will probably be a little bit tricky as well, but I think you guys can do it. And I look forward to seeing if anybody gets 100% on that one. So check the description and see how well you do. Anyway, thanks you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.